When you talk about Kilt, I remember Scotland, okay? And that great movie Braveheart.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace.
And where he fought for the freedom of Scotland, because guys, we are also in a battle. We're fighting for our freedom, fighting for the freedom to guard our privacy. Our data is being sold all over the internet, okay? There's no privacy, but this is done by a lot of centralized entities. And I'm going to talk to you about another model which is going to be much better. And this is going to be so crucial, because let's face it, to use digital services, hey, I got to convert all my physical ID into digital ID. And there it is. There could be a tsunami of everyone knowing me. I could have just like silly messages coming on my phone because my data is being sold. So let's take a look into this great protocol which will solve this problem. And it is called Kilt protocol. Now, Kilt protocol is actually one of the more prominent projects on the Polkadot ecosystem. It has won a parachain actually on the Rococo testnet to show you how important it is in the entire ecosystem of Polkadot. This is a big deal. It has won this because it's done some very innovative things. So let's go to the basic of what Kilt does. So let's go into a simple example of how Kilt works. So this is my passport. It's in physical form, but it could be as good as in electronic form. And I'm sure in the future, we will have electronic passports, just like we have electronic boarding passes now. I need it for access to several services, like going to different countries. Maybe I need to give an ID of myself when I go overseas to prove I am who I am, right? And if you are in crypto, you know you need this for your KYC, so that they know who you are. But what if you could hide behind this? I mean, who is going to check that this passport is actually you? Well, you know, for the KYC services, right, after they go through what is in here, they go through your face so that you are really who you are. Let's look at another example. I have to do this again and again and again. And frankly speaking, I am fed up. What if I can store this information that makes me and verified by an authority, and that information is then sent to other people who want to know that I am indeed who I am without actually exposing me? Because I don't want myself to be exposed, you know. Otherwise, you know, I might get a lot of calls from a lot of scammers, a lot of all these marketers and all that, right? I don't want that spam.
Hello?
How are we going to do this? This is the magic of Kilt. Here's me with my passport. And this could be a physical passport, or this could be an electronic passport. This could even be a COVID passport that allows me to go into many different countries. So, in this case, I am the claimer because I claim this data. I even claim this data for my COVID records, right? And who knows, I might even have other electronic medical records there. So obviously, I'm very sensitive about the data I want to claim. I do not want people to know all these previous illnesses that I have had, right? It's my privacy, okay? It is my right. Now, the attester in this case, one who confirms that this is indeed my passport, will be the Immigration Department of Malaysia. And if it is a COVID passport, it will be the Immigration Department and also the Ministry of Health of Malaysia. They will confirm that I am indeed this individual with a track record on COVID, meaning I've had my 2 doses. So technically, I can go around and travel. Now, here's an example. Say I go to someone and I need to show this passport for services. I mean, just say that I need to go to a department store somewhere in London and they ask me, hey, can we see your COVID passport now? So the department store is a verifier. They need to know that my passport actually allows me to go in because I'm not free from COVID. I've had 2 doses, right? So the verifier now checks for my data on the blockchain because the attester put it on the blockchain, and you know it always changes. Now once I am validated on the blockchain, and the verifier trusts the attester, then I basically am given a passport to go inside the shop, where again another check might happen on the passport, say that I made a long on the money on crypto, say Ethereum, who knows, man, and I want to buy something, and now the verifier, which is now could be the not the one in front of the store checking for my COVID passport, but it could be the cashier looking at my credit card and all that, and wants to know that, hey, who I am here, again checks again with the attester. And once it's done, my credit card and all my payments go through. Who knows, can I borrow money? Can I get credit from the store? Maybe even that. Now, in this case, I've shown you an example where the attester is a centralized entity, right, like the government. But it doesn't need to be that, because you see in this world, in the crypto world, you see a lot of KYC companies doing this, right? So maybe one day we have KYC companies even doing this validation for COVID, right? And I'm free to go where I am. I know you guys don't want government to know, right? Because we don't want government to know where we are. We don't want governments to look down at us like big brother, right? So this is what Kilt solves. And during all these things, guess what? The attester doesn't need to know who I am, doesn't need to know where I'm going. I mean, I could be in London for one day, I could be in Hungary the next day. Hey, don't follow me. This is the magic of Kilt protocol. It gives you freedom. It allows you to own your data while giving you the freedom to move around and get validated, get verified of who you really are. So Kilt really solves a lot of problems, because it reduces all this forgery, all these fake identities that happens in cryptos through a attester while giving us privacy. And this is what we should celebrate. Basically the decentralization of our data, the ability for companies now to compete more effectively. In fact, I could even choose which company I want to give the data to. Psst, it's someone who pays me. Now, one of the main factors why I really like Kilt is that it just didn't pop up yesterday. This idea has been going around since 2018.
And as soon as they're registered, they use the service, and by using the service, they produce data. And somehow we learned that this data is owned by the platform and not by us. And this is actually fundamentally wrong, because it's our data. Second thing, which we see with some platforms right now, is that this whole concept of so much data in one silo, in one place, also is attractive for the owners of the silo to make business models which are not really in the intention of the user, I would say, like selling the data to interesting people. So all this leads to the problem that people lose trust in the internet, and this is not good for the future, this is not good for economy as a whole.
So a lot of thought has been going on to the idea of Kilt, and here's the problem. Our data is being used by a lot of centralized entities without our permission. They're making money off it. I think you can see already the rumblings going on big tech in the USA, which are kind of being investigated, right, for unfair practices. Now, this is good. The other issue is now the rise of unicorns. See, when you concentrate a lot of power into one single source, well, that's good. They become unicorns, right? But the problem is, with a lot of unicorns, you lack innovation.
If you have a data silo at one company, you automatically produce a monopoly. Because think of just Uber or Airbnb. If you have a better idea for a better taxi service, better than Uber, and you go to an investor and ask them for money, they will probably not give you money, because they will say, there's already Uber, how will you ever go past Uber? This is not going to happen.
So clearly, this is where the model of Web 2.0, which gave us all the internet and all of this social media, this ride sharing and all of this basically is giving way from Web 0.2 to Web 0.3, where you have decentralization and the blockchain. Now, being a rather mature project, you can see the changes that are being made to Kilt protocol here in their medium, and then this is good. You see, they are adjusting things, pivoting things as we go towards the final product. And because this is already a project that has been around basically since 2018, they even have a prototype ready that you guys can use. And this is great because this is what will build people going into Kilt and trying it out, because there is an MVP, the minimum viable product.
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!